not finna do. See this what we not finna do. See this what we not finna do. This not what we about.
I want some of your brown sugar. I want some of your brown sugar. I want some of your brown sugar. I want some of.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. This is Brownsugar Commentary and I'm your girl Kayla. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more videos about black entertainment, black womanhood, and whatever the heck else I feel like talking about this week. Alright, let's get right into it. So today I want to talk to you guys about my favorite topic, which is R&B music. I wanted to do a part 2 to artists that you should know, because let me tell y'all something. After every verses, it never fails that there's this constant discourse, especially when it's R&B or soul artists that are part of the verses, that there's this, you know, conversations happening on Twitter and people giving their unwarranted and foolish music takes. Because let me tell you something. Today I saw the most blasphemous thing on that Bird app. I said, y'all just be making everybody have Twitters. Like, we gotta start doing like background checks or something, like for people to be tweeting, because that should be against the law. And I'm all for prison abolition and everything, but no, that should be illegal. That should be illegal. I don't know what that's about, but no. Somebody really came out their neck and talking about Brent Faiyaz has a better discography than Usher. And I want to believe this person is just trolling. I really do. But I did think they serious. I think they doubled down after they said it the first time. Like, I said, what? And that's exactly why I made my Usher video, because y'all stay disrespecting that man and it's got to stop. If you haven't checked out my Usher video, check it out, okay? It's basically where I sat there and go through all of Usher's accomplishments and explain why he needs no verses, okay? Do that, definitely. But then the other thing that gets me annoyed, and it's like this overall thing that keeps happening, but like I said, especially after verses, the same thing keeps happening and it gets on my nerves. And it's basically that people keep trying to, you know, downplay the greatness that is today's R&B music. And it's like, I can understand that, yes, old school music like that of the Isley brothers, Earth, Wind and Fire's, amazing discography. The fact that their music still gets sampled today shows you how great they truly are. And I mean, the 70s was the superior decade in terms of music. It was the superior decade in terms of a lot of things, but music for sure. But also, if you do love that type of music, you should be able to acknowledge that that type of music is being made in today's time. It may not sound exactly like how it did back then, but you can definitely see artists who are inspired by 70s music. I mean, Victoria Monet's Jaguar had 70s vibes all up and through there, especially in songs like Experience and the song called Jaguar. Very much I wanted to go put on some bell bottoms and go skate. Like, very much that disco type of funk type of vibes. I mean, also Lucky Days Painted, very much 70 inspired, especially in tracks like Late Night and Roast Some More. Like, you don't hear the Marvin Gaye, like the Marvin Gaye inspiration in Roast Some More. Like, are you kidding me? And even something as recent as a Silk Sonic, like, you can definitely tell that they were taking and studying notes from thing. And I know, like I said, people have their opinions about Bruno Mars, and you're valid to have those opinions. However, the music bops, and you can definitely tell that they did their homework in terms of 70s-esque type of music. And even to take it a step further about Anderson .Paak as a, you know, as a musician, he's always made that type of 70s-esque type of music. Or even something like a PJ Morton. PJ is definitely giving me modern day Stevie vibes in the way that he moves. Like, he's very much like that inspirational slash, you know, soulful R&B artist that, like I said, you can definitely see the inspiration from someone like a Stevie Wonder in his music. So that's my point I'm trying to make. You can clearly see that these modern day artists, while it may not sound like exactly like the way that it was in the 70s, you can see they're taking their own spin on it and making it their, like, you know, making it more modern for people to listen to and enjoy for today. So no, as I said in my 90s previous R&B conversation, that the music is not going to sound like how it sounded 30 years ago. I'm so sorry about it, because even when people do try to do stuff like that, y'all say they sample too much and you say they don't have their own identity. So what's the truth? Then again, it's Twitter, and for most times everything is always polarizing and you can't please everyone, so whatever. And I do think with the way that music is made nowadays and how we as a people engage with music, we just don't have the same relationship that we used to. Like, you know, back in the day, especially in the 70s, people had this close-knit relationship with music because you had to generally go out and go find it. You know what I mean? Like, whether it was through radio or through a show like Soul Train, or, you know, like my dad told me that back in the day, what you would do was you would go to the record store every week and they would like have a list of like, or have all like the top whatever singles, and you would purchase that single. Like, and like what? Like, imagine like that's how you would have to listen to your favorite artist. Like, it took work. And so it's just, I don't feel like we have that anymore. Like, yes, I do think there are people who enjoy music, but I don't think for us, because music is so easily accessible. And even like how we don't even have stuff like a 106 in Paak, which is basically, you know, our like millennial, early Gen Z folks version of a Soul Train type of show that was this big cultural moment, that I just don't think we engage with music videos the same anymore. We don't engage with music the same anymore. It's just not an event. We have, you know, albums drop and we kind of listen to them and we move on. And especially because a lot of artists don't really do a genuine album rollout anymore, and people don't really have eras. Like, obviously there's ones who do, but the ones that don't, it's just kind of a why I think that's why we're so quick to move on. But I think because our attention spans are just so short, we just don't engage and live with music like we used to. Also, there's a nostalgia factor as well. I think that when it comes to old school music, we do have, you know, fond childhood memories with that music. And, you know, it's psychology. Like, you know, there's something that happens chemically in your brain that, you know, releases happy feelings when you hear a song that reminds you of your past, unless if you had a good childhood, basically. And so that's why you love that music so much and you have such a strong attachment to it. But I definitely think the way that we engage in music has certainly changed. If you want me to talk about it a little bit more, let me know in the comments. But let's get into it, okay? I'm gonna put you on to some great artists that if you love R&B music, you will certainly love. Let's get right into it. So first, we have Masego, and I don't remember if I put Masego in my first conversation. I probably briefly mentioned him, but I don't think I went into like deep enough or whatever. But I'm like, y'all should know who Masego is by now. Y'all should already know what time it is, Mr. Masego, okay? You probably know him best for his song Tadao. That was a big viral moment he had on YouTube where he was basically making the song from scratch. Masego's music is very much I think he calls it trap jazz, and that's the best way to describe it. It's definitely a good, you know, marriage between R&B music and jazz music. He plays the saxophone. He's always usually playing it in his music. You know, he's good for a feature. I mean, who does not remember him in Up Late? He didn't sing in that song, but, you know, he had a nice little saxophone solo in the background. He also is in a song with another artist I'm about to mention, Alexeisley, Good and Plenty. He's good in that song. There's a song he has with Sinead Harnett and Vanjess called Stickin'. Good song. So he's good for a feature. He makes good music. He recently came out with an EP called Study Abroad, which is super dope. My favorite songs on there is Passport, Mystery Lady with Don Toliver, another dope artist, and then he has a song called Silver Tongue Devil with a Caribbean artist by the name of Shanicia, I think her name is, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Dope song, but the whole thing is really good. You know, there's clearly a story being told, and I love a good story in an album or an EP, and you can definitely tell that it's quality. It's quality. And I mean, and if you want to go even further, Lady Lady, which was his debut album, amazing. The way that I wore that album out like 2-3 years ago, good stuff. So Masego is definitely a good place to start when you're looking at modern day R&B. A person that's making quality music, very vibey, good time. Okay, next we have Alexeisley, and if that last name sounds familiar, it should. It didn't ring any bells to me when I heard it. I don't know why. I did not put two and two together, but y'all talking about, oh, why ain't people making music like the Isley when they got a relative right here making great music? Okay, I've been obsessed with Alexeisley and her collaborations with Jack Dine for the past like 2 months or so. The music is amazing. Okay, this girl's music, she got the most angelic, beautiful voice that literally just, the music just makes you zone out. Like that type of music where you can just zone out, like you be sitting there in a car looking out the window like you the main character in the movie. That's the type of music it's giving. Like you're just transported to another world. It just makes you zone out. This is great music to listen to when you're studying, or like I said, you just want to chill and or you're going for a drive. It's that type of music. It's really good. It makes you feel things. Okay. And my favorite song, well, we have Good and Plenty, which I told you has Masego in it. And now there's the remix with my fave, Lucky's in there. Both versions is good. Okay, that's how you do a remix. Okay, next we have Mine. We have Colors, we have Think of Me, and we have Gone. When I tell you Gone had me in a chokehold, okay? I was listening to that song nonstop for like a good week. Okay, back in like February. Like I love that song. And as like I said, it's just that type of transformative type of music that just you can just vibe out to and have a good time, but it's not doing too much. Like Alex, she is the moment, she is the answer, and I don't hear enough people hyping her up for me.
A point, she's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.
Okay, get into Alex today, okay, immediately, okay? And we have Mr. Mac Ayers, and Mac Ayers is a white man, okay? And I know people feel, you know, we have our reservations about white people who step into R&B spaces, but for the most part, Mac is pretty unproblematic as far as I know, and I'm all about the music, okay? I'm all about the music. And I first found Mac, he was on the Terrell Show, and the Terrell Show is also a great place for you if you love R&B music to go to, because Terrell always has amazing guests on his song association videos that he does weekly. So definitely, if you want to hear some singers, you better check out the Terrell Show, for real, for real. But I found him from there and I said, oh, this white man can sing. Let me get into him real quick. And so I have been super obsessed with his music, and he recently came out with an album or EP called Magic 8 Ball, and it's great. It is great. Like he gives me very much old soul vibes. He's very, like how I talked about Sir, the type of artist, like when he be in pain, you be in pain with him. Like I said, the vocals are immaculate. Like he can sing down. Like I said, if you heard this, you would have never known a white man was singing this music, because he certainly does not look like how he sings. Okay, but my favorite songs on there is Sunny and 62, Sometimes, Where You Going Tonight? That's a party. That's the party, okay? But the whole album, there's no skips on this album. It is so damn good. I listened to this album nonstop when it first came out, and yes, Mac is another one, very slept on artist, just great vibey music, good times all around. Like I said, if you like, you know, people who are, like I said, old soul vibes, you know, passionate type of singer, Mac is for you, okay? We have Blxst, I think his name is Blxst, and he is for the people who like the R&B artists that like are that fine line between hip hop and R&B. So like a Bryson Tiller or a Black, those type of people. He is a person that can give you the bars and give you the vocals. So like I said, if you like that good, like, you know, marriage between those two things, you can definitely get into Blxst. This album he has called No Love Lost, the deluxe version as well. Good, what? No skips. I was blown away when I listened to this album. I was like, who is this man? He is all that in a bag of chips. Like, I am here for all of it, okay? My favorite song is literally the whole thing, but definitely No Love Lost, Overrated, Hurt. I think it's supposed to be like an interlude because it's very short, but like what I be listening to her on repeat, okay? Be Alone has a good sample in there. Gang Slide, Wrong or Right, the whole thing, okay? The whole thing, okay? But Blxst, like I said, I like his vibe. I like the type of music that he makes. It's just like good for me, who's not super like, you know, I don't like super heavy hip hop like some hip hop heads do, but like people who can do the whole melodic rap type of thing, that's what I like. And that's definitely for, like I said, for those who love hip hop and you know, don't completely love like the super, you know, sing-songy type of R&B singers or vocalists, you will enjoy Blxst for sure. Like I said, if you like Black and you like people like Bryson Tiller and those type of people, you will definitely like Blxst. I think he's a good artist and I'm really looking forward to what he's gonna do next, because like I said, I love this album. Next we have Vanjess. And Vanjess, who don't know, like all the OG YouTube watchers, you know about Vanjess. This sister duo who used to do the covers, and one would play the piano, the other one would sing, they'd be harmonizing. They have stood this test of time and I love to see it. I'm loving the fact that they're still relevant and we still see them. They're still very much underrated, but I think that their time is certainly coming. I just know whatever they're gonna do, it's gonna be immaculate. I mean, but their latest project is Homegrown. They're also on that sticking record, like I said, with Sinead Harnett, who's also dope, by the way. And Masego, they have a good feature in there. But I love the song Come Over from Homegrown. I love Come Over. I love the song that they have with Kate Trinata called Dysfunctional. Like, they are a good time, like I said. They're just good. Like I said, they vibe off each other really well. Like I said, just good old soul singers, R&B singers. Like I said, you just love just good good old wholesome R&B vibes. And like I said, good, you know, balance of the two. Like I said, if you like people like a Chloe and Halle, even though to me, Chloe and Halle a little bit more on the, like that flirtation between pop music and R&B. And like I said, they're more strictly R&B. But if you do like a good sister duo, like a Chloe and Halle, you would definitely enjoy some Vanjess. But yes, very talented, beautiful girls, and I'm just always here for them, and I'm here to see when they truly blow up, because I can be like, I remember, okay? But yes, Vanjess, dope all the time. Get into Homegrown for sure. Next we have Asiahn, I think her name is spelled. When I tell you, this girl is singing. This girl is singing. This girl is the moment. This girl is, she's it. She's it. That's like, you ever listen to an artist, like I said, in the first like 5 seconds of listening to them, you were like, yes, this is it. This is how I felt to this girl, because oh my god. So she has a new EP called The Interlude. It only has about 5 tracks, but all of them slap. My favorite song for sure is My World. I think she recently put up a live version. Yes, I need more hype for this girl, because she is going places. The music is good, okay? I also love Getaway, like Messed Up. I love it all. 5 tracks and they're all good. But yeah, definitely if you love the vocalist girlies, she has like a kind of light type of voice, but not like to the point where it's whispering or anything. It's just very light, but it's like she could sing, okay? She could sing and she could belt out them notes. Like, she's just, I love it. Like I said, My World, I love it. That also has kind of an old school feel to it as well. So once again, like I said, you know, you can definitely see that these people do their homework and they study from greatness, and it definitely shows in their music. But yes, Asiahn, yes. Okay, I hope I'm saying her name right, but Asia. It's like Asia with an H at the end of the end. Asia. Yeah. I have India Shawn, okay? India Shawn, my brother told me that she has been like in the game for a while. She's like affiliated with Jennifer Lopez, I think was her like manager or something like that. Or like her vocal coach or something. Like something, she's involved with Jennifer Lopez in some type of way. But now she's making her own music, and the music bops, okay? She is making good music, okay? Because first of all, Moving On with Anderson .Paak, yup, that's the bop. That is a bop. That's the first song I heard from her. She has a new one called Too Sweet. That's a really good record. And then on with Black called Not Too Deep. And yeah, she's another one. She's just real, how do I describe her music? She just makes, like, once again, just good old traditional type R&B music. She, like I said, she likes to use a lot of rappers in her music for the most part. But from what I'm hearing, I really enjoy it. It's just, it's good. It's a good time. It's a good time. Good vocals, like I said, good melodies. She makes really good melodies. And yeah, I really enjoy her music, okay? And then we have, last but not least, Mr. Duran Bernard. And I love me some Duran. He is so flipping funny. Like, you need to follow him, okay? Follow him on Instagram right now, okay? Because this guy is just so damn funny. Him and Ari Lennox are really good friends, and it completely makes sense because he's kind of like the male version of her. But he's so silly and so funny. But do not let that silliness fool you. This man can sing. Number one, him and Ari make great music together because he did, on her deluxe version of Shea Butter Baby, they did a remix to FaceTime, and yes ma'am, okay? And also he has a new project called Duran, and it is amazing, and it is criminally underrated. I did not hear not enough people talking about this project at all, and it's upsetting me and my homegirls, okay? Because it was good, okay? He has a song with Ari on there again called Stuck, which I'm obsessed with. Company's another dope record, and Relocate, okay? But yes, Duran has done a lot of behind the scenes thing in terms of like background singing. He did backgrounds for Erykah Badu. I think he also did backgrounds for The Internet, and I think Earth, Wind & Fire as well. So once again, and you can tell, like I said, in the music, he's a person that studies greatness, and like I said, can sing his behind off and has a dope personality. So why would you not want to support him? Like I said, just go to his Instagram. Like, he's just so funny. But yeah, Duran, definitely get into him if you, like I said, if you enjoy, you know, good old like R&B soul music. He is definitely your guy, and like I said, can sing his behinds off. Okay, so those are just yet another. And there's so much more. We just don't have enough time. We'll be here all day and night. I'll probably have to make another part, you know, in the next couple of months. But those are just some of the dope R&B that we have going on right now. Just great people who all, like I said, as I said in my last video, none of the people in this list do not sound the same. They all are R&B artists, but they all bring their own style and flair to the genre. And like I said, they all have, you can tell they have inspirations from the R&B greats that came before him. So before you say the next verses that happens, oh, they don't beg anymore, or people don't make X type of music anymore, just listen to these people and you will know that R&B is not dead. It is alive and well and thriving, okay? And I know people are gonna do it anyway, but yeah. Let me know if you guys did check these folks out. What did you guys think? What are your favorite tracks by them? Also put me on. I am always down to learn about new artists and new music. Like I said, I love me some R&B to my core, okay? So definitely, if you have some recommendations for me, let me know in the comments. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll definitely see y'all in my next video. Peace out, y'all.